Afternoon all, Chief Pepper here. So this year I was seriously considering not doing a garden. Alright, and I'm gonna show you why, because last year turned out terrible. And the reason I was considering not doing a garden was because I got overwhelmed. And then this is what it's like right now. It was worse last year towards the end. So that's all got to be fucking worked over. And here are some of the plants. I've got to water them again because I bought some peony plants, and then on top of all that shit, I didn't have good pickings because I wasn't going to do a garden, so I was getting the end of the pickings when it comes to plants. So those are the ones that are going to go in the ground. And then I have a small update on the back porch. I finally just now wood puttied that last seam on the door, and then I did some more on the bottom. All right, I'll show you that real quick, but I'm also going to show you my lemon and lime trees that I've had for years. And this year I am going to have a banner crop for the first time ever. So real quick, this seam, you can tell it's a different color, is done. All right, so I'm hoping 1 strawberry, 2 strawberry, 3 strawberry. I always struggle with those. And then 4 tomato plants that should bud out. But if you look at this, you see that? That's a fruit. Those are fruits. Fruits. Over here, same thing, fruits. These things are just exploding. And the only difference is they are inside, in this back porch area. And they've been in here since when it started getting cold. So, peony plant, fruits. Same thing over here, just, well, there was. I don't know what happened. Right here. So this one is not doing as good. Alright, so I have long said and encouraged all of you to do a garden. And I think that is important. Important for many reasons. Maybe this year more than others. There are other stuff that I want to grow. Alright, I am still fighting rats, so I went and got new poison today. I stocked up on hornet spray, which is also a problem here. Alright, so with that seam done, I still got the 3 hinge gaps and then the primary door gap to deal with. And then the door should be a lot better. Alright, so I will probably use some kind of pool noodle or something. So having said that, what are you doing for preps? Also, I got a new hat. I wanted one, the one I wore for 2.5, 3 decades. I bought it when I didn't have any hair. Now I have more hair, and it just didn't fit. So, also bought a new pair of boots. Both pairs that I have, one is just disintegrating, and then the other one I need to get resoled, which I'll do probably early next month. What else? So it's been, I went up to Abilene and I looked at a half-acre lot and did some more research on living up there. Probably not going to move just because there are some issues with that, and I may or may not get into that in a minute, but basically it amounts to this. I'm a military retiree, and that military base does not see military retirees on base. So that means that every time I had to see a doctor, I would be paying a copay. If you have to have a major surgery of some kind, then you're going to have to pay out-of-pocket copays. They're not cheap. So probably not going to move, so I may go back the other way. The half-acre lot would have served my purpose, but the guy that currently owns it is a sheriff, and he's a dick as far as I'm concerned. So I won't be buying that property. And then the real estate agent irritated the crap out of me because I told her what I wanted, and then she basically didn't listen. And so this is some advice and information coming from a guy who's sold 4 houses and bought 5. All right. If you ever go to sell a property, pay for a survey that's current and pay for an appraisal. And then you have a basis to go after the price that you want. If you don't do those things, then what happens is the appraisal has to be done after you've negotiated a price, and if your price that was negotiated winds up being more than what it's appraised for, guess what? The banks won't loan more than what it's appraised for. So basically that means if you have someone who wants your property and then the appraisal comes back in lower and you won't lower your price, most people write the contract so they're contingent upon appraised value. And if they say that and it comes back lower, then they can walk away and they keep their earnest money. All right, so just as a side note. What else? Yeah, I would highly encourage you to grow food this year. And then I'm going to, because my wife got this thing from work, I may consider getting some more hanging baskets and plants, and maybe moving that a little closer to the sun. Some people will say why. It's about sunlight and then growing vegetables. So I would do it if I were you guys, because especially grow shit you're gonna eat. And then my goal from this week forward is to try to eat minimum 2 eggs every other day or every day of some sort. So I have chickens. I need to start taking advantage of the benefit of doing that. So having said all that, I hope all of you had a good weekend. I took 3 days. I left Saturday and I didn't come back till Tuesday. Really didn't do much. Did what I normally do in Abilene, which is just ride around and reminisce about what might be called the good old days, but just reminisce about what it was like when I lived there. And it's doubled in size. My 40th reunion is coming up in October, so it is what it is. So, and I think I may go back to buying 10 to 20 acres, because probably closer to 20. I might save my money and see what I can do, but the issue is I still think me and my wife need a place to go to get away from here in case things go bad. So some people will say, well, why do you think that? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the other reasons I didn't go after the property real hard is because I actually don't want to give up my car. I mean, that's a thing. I didn't buy that car for no reason. I bought it because I really wanted it. So, having said that, stay prepping. I think in the next 48 hours, I'm going to order 2 expansion batteries for my Blue Eddy AC500. If I don't do, probably going to do that. And then my wife wants a drone because of the Chinese tariffs. The B300S batteries, if they're still in stock, are they're got a $600 coupon off, so it's $13.99 a piece. And then I don't know about a drone, but it'll wind up being like a $3,400 purchase, which I will pay out of pocket almost, because I'll pay a credit card down and then turn around and charge it up. I have a credit card that is a special credit card, and if I spend a certain amount of money every year, I get to keep it, and for me it's a prestigious thing. So anyway, and then at a later date, I don't know how soon, and it also would depend on cost. It may be as soon as next month. I may go ahead and purchase another Blue Eddy AC 500, which will pretty much, with the exception of maybe another solar array rack and some solar panels, will end my my backup power generation prepping, or at least until stuff needs to be replaced. So I have 3 smaller Blue Eddies that will be great for ancillary devices, computers and all that stuff, but for actual backup power generation for the house, where I can plug in a 30 amp cord and just run everything, and that's not the goal, but it's always possible. What the goal is to pull my refrigerators and my deep freezers off the grid, so that I don't have to worry about power for those. You know, power for lights, we can go back to carrying lanterns. My wife actually expressed an interest in some propane based lanterns, and I told her they would be nice. I don't know if she bought them or not. And then you know, just continue doing things. You know, I've done a lot of prepping shit and showing a lot of shit on this channel, and guess what? It didn't happen overnight. And then, even though I really want to start working on my shop, I'm probably going to postpone that until winter when it's cooler, or at least fall. And some people will say, why? It's because I want to do the small house extension after I finish the back porch. And I'm getting real close as far as certain things. I still got some stuff I got to do back here. I got to clean up some stuff and do a bunch of other shit. But that's just like knick-knack work. So, and then I still got a bunch of brush in the yard that's got to be cut up, which, you know, because I just bought the plants and they're already looking bad, I got to keep them watered twice a day. And then if I want to do the garden, I got to jump on that shit. It's lickety split. So, and get them in the ground and get the watering schedule started. So I also want to extend this back porch patio roof 3 feet because I want a little more covered area next to the back porch for grilling purposes. And then, you know, with that comes work. I gotta buy, I think, 18 more paving stones, and then I gotta dig up the ground, and I may pull all the stones up, try and level it out again and get rid of the weeds, and then put down weed blocking mat, and then turn around and put everything back. And then once that's done, actually extend the roof, and then after that, you know, that's a month's worth of work, not counting the garden, which will take 2 or 3 days of Juan being out there pickaxing the garden and getting rid of all the stuff that's there, digging holes and planting plants, all right, and then watering, and then a month's worth of work on this shit, and then probably will be all summer on the small house extension. My wife is not a fan. I hope she will like it after it's done. I mean, I tell her the other day that there's a method to my madness. It's not just a fucking, oh well, let's do this. So, you know, and then you have to remember, shit is going to change. That is just the way it is, right? Your plans will, if you continue working on it, will happen. If you wind up, you know, because stuff gets in the way, you know, you're gonna have detours and stuff, and you just need to understand and respect that, all right? Anyway, good luck to all of you, and I hope you can see that me taking those 3 days break from dealing with my dad and dealing with the stresses of life, it made a big difference for me. So, I encourage all of you to do that. I recently talked to a friend of mine, and I told him he sounded sad. He said he's having issues, and I, well, you know what? Take a break, bro. Take a fucking break and go somewhere for the weekend, even if it's just you. You know, do you, as I've said in the past. You know, do what you need to do to keep your sanity. All right? Because he said he's wanting to shoot people. I'm like, you're not alone. You're not alone. All right? Not encouraging that, by the way. Not encouraging the shooting part. But anyway, information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share love, cheap prepper. Out.